Hello everyone, today I'm working on this sd40-2 and it's in really good shape. I spent a little bit more than I usually do, but it was well worth it. Just needs a little cleaning. All the handrails are there, couplers are there, and it's missing the horn obviously, so I'm going to have to paint one of my horns yellow. And also the number boards have not been installed. Let me just pull them out of the box. The number boards, they come separately, and I'm okay with that. It's actually a lot of fun to put them on, and they give you 6 of them, and that's good for me. They give you 6 just in case you lose one or maybe you lose 2. That works out great for me because I have an engine that I bought and I never had the number boards for, so I'll be able to use 2 number boards for my other engine. Although it's not going to be the right number, I think I'll just use some paint and put the correct number on it. So let me just start by removing the shell. You can use the box. These have little tabs that you can pull on. That makes it really easy to get in there, I find anyways. So you just have to be a little bit patient and it'll come right out. Now this is the DCC compatible drive. All you got to do is change the circuit board here and you have a DCC engine. This is the DC circuit board. So while I'm working on the drive, just before I'll get this this shell just clean, I just use my toothbrush and some dish soap. You can see there's a little bit of dust there, so I want that gone. But it's in really good shape, this little guy. And probably I'll start painting the horn now. Painting my horn early will allow it time to dry before I put it back on. So I'm going to clean the drive. It looks pretty clean, probably doesn't need to, but since I just got it, I'm going to do it anyways. Actually looks really good. So these have arrows on the bottom, so I don't have to worry about the order of the trucks. So I'll just drop all the parts. So we're going to clean it and lube it. May not even need it, but since I have it in my hands there, may as well. So this is a DCC compatible frame. So for me, it makes no difference whatsoever. I just have to worry about these tabs here. But I'm not going to do anything fancy other than clean the wheels, maybe lube the worm gears, and then put it back together. I'm going to take my time to do this because I really like these engines and I don't want to do anything bad to it. Yeah, the contact strips, they can come out, I don't mind. I'll put them back later. Struggling with this little tab here, but I'll get it. I'll finish it off camera. Now to get the circuit board out, there's a little trick to it. You just have to pull it back ever so slightly, and then these tabs here will release it. So there you go. Switch to DCC, just switch this little guy, circuit board, and then you're free. And then I'm going to rework these pins here to release my motor mount. And then the top of the frame will come right out. And then I have all my internals. I'm just going to drop, just put 1 drop of lube on my worm gear here, and we'll be ready to put it back. One drop is all you need. There, that's plenty. Now I'm going to clean my wheels. And these have an arrow at the bottom. Actually, there's a little bit of dirt here. So that, I'll be putting that under my tap with my toothbrush. It'll take care of that. So yeah, I think it will be worth doing. So I'm just going to remove my side frames very carefully. Because I do not want to wreck this. This part is available actually as a replacement part from Kato. But I don't want to wait and order some more, and they're pretty expensive. So it's worth taking your time. So in here too, there might be a little bit of dirt. Yeah, there is something. These I would clean it up with maybe a toothpick or something like that. They don't look too bad, but every little bit helps. Just gonna go through it again one more time. I think somebody tried to lubricate this. There's really no need to lubricate it. So I'm going to put them under my tap too, the contact strips, with some dish soap and my toothbrush. Oh, look at that, the wheels are a little bit dirty. It's not a horror story, but it's still going to feel good to go through that. Look at that, just a little bit there. Yeah, so that's going to be a good thing. I thought I was going to get in there for no reason, but I'm pretty happy that I did. The other gears look pretty good. So I'm going to go put that under my tap with some dish soap. I'll also clean my wheels with my rag, like I always do. This is really what gives me the best results. There. Squeaky clean. So I got 4 more to go. Now I'm putting everything back together. The wheels, they're all exactly the same. So there's no particular order in which they go. But you have to be a little bit careful here with the little contact strips. This one will go on this side where the tower is. You have the little pickup here, so that as you put it on, make sure the little ends, the little axles are in the little bearing. You have to check both sides at once as you do it, that it has to be 100%. Test it with your fingers just to make sure, and then we'll put the side frames back on. This is a beautiful design actually. It is a lot of fun to work with this. So the side frames, there's only one way that it can fit because it has to have space for the gears. Once it's in, you'll hear it click, and you should feel no resistance whatsoever. Now I'm gonna do the other side off camera. At this point, I'm ready to put everything back together. Now there's my little circuit board. When you put the circuit board back, you have to make sure that it lines up with these pins here. There's 2 pins. You have to be sure they're under each of these. So that means you have to kind of look at both sides at once. So first you put the front under these two pins, and then I can look at my my two other little pins. Make sure that they're in the correct position. Yes, that looks pretty good. I can just snap it in. And I'm gonna put my two pickup strips right now. When you put the trucks, you have to make sure they're lined up properly. So they go under this little pin here. They have to go under that. And then the other side. Make sure it's just under the little pin. So I'm going to hold these with my fingers while I put my trucks in. Watch the arrows. These they're actually quite a bit obvious because this end here, which is a little bit longer, goes towards the middle of the engine. So it goes under the pin and has to go over the pickup strip. There, just like that. You kind of have to look at both sides at once. And I'll do the same thing for the back one. So again, make sure you got it angled properly. Yeah, you kind of have to look at both sides at once to do this. So you line up your pickup strips before you put the gas tank in. So I'll line this up off camera. So you have to look at both sides at once basically. And then once your pickup strips are right where they should be, you can bring in the gas tank. And the filler hole goes towards the front. This is the filler hole right here. So that goes towards the front. So I'll go try this on the track just to make sure that everything runs good. And then I'll keep working on putting on my number boards. Well, it runs beautifully. No surprise there. So here's my number boards. They give you 6, 2 extra ones in case you lose one. Now I need the 2 extra ones for another engine. So I'm going to be extra careful when I do this. I'm going to detach the cab from the engine, and I'll tell you why in a second. The reason why I wanted to detach the cab is because I'm going to put some glue in there. I've had them pop out in the past. So by putting some glue, I'm putting maybe not even a drop, like an eighth of a drop in there, just to make sure it doesn't pop out on me later on. So I put my glue inside the place where it goes. That way, if I get into trouble and I smear my part all over the place, it won't spread glue around. So then I'll just put it in and press it with my finger. Should go right in, nice and easy. There. And I'll do the other side off camera. I'll do the exact same for the back. Put a little bit of glue, and then I'll put the number board in. So I put the glue inside, so if I smear it around, then it won't even matter. It's a little bit tough to put them in, but once they're in, it's so beautiful. I really like the level of detail that they can make. Something else. It's a little bit of work, but I really enjoy the results. I also put my horn back on. This is an sd40-2 snout. It's a beautiful engine. Really enjoy these. So all that's left to do is put the shell back on its drive. That should go in nice and easy. And now it's time to run some trains. On the number 2 track I have sd40-7s. They're really cool also. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.